Hello everyone, I'm going to go over my level 97 Witch Necromancer that uses zombies, summon Carrion Golems, summon skeletons, or summoning raging spirits. I am going to go over the build and how I would level it in the talent tree really fast, and I will go to skills, items, and configurations. I will also have the PoB in the description below. At the end of the video, I'm going to be using the Raging Summoning Spirits and the Summoning Skeletons at the end, so you can see the differences between them. The video will be time-stamped as well. So I'm going to just hop in and go over the talent tree and how I would level it. Alright, my first step would be Lord of the Dead. Lord of the Dead gives you more raised zombies and skeletons. Then I would get Death Attunement, which gives you more Spectres, raised zombies, and skeletons. Adding more minions to your build is going to increase your damage and your survivability as well. Then I go and I get Sacrifice. Sacrifice is going to make your minions a lot harder to kill and give them a lot of regen. After Sacrifice, I get Grave Pack. And what Grave Pack does is it increases your minions' damage significantly. When you go to get Grave Pack, you're going to get a lot of cool stuff. You're just going to go down the line and pick up health and a bunch of other goodies that are going to help you level and make your character build a lot better. Then I go and I get Redemption. Then, this is wrong. I apologize. I'm going to change that. Then I would just leave the minion offensive mastery, but I would take minions have 30% increased area of effect to increase the clear speed of maps, or X if you want to call it. Then I would get Sovereignty, and Sovereignty is going to help you put on more auras. And my favorite aura, and the first aura I always tell people to get, is Purity of Elements. Purity of Elements is going to help you level, and it's great to have at endgame. What it does is it increases your elemental resists, and it also makes you immune to elemental ailments, which I find to be really good, and I find it to be really important. If you could remove anything in a game, like a damage source from anything in a game, I find it to be highly lucrative and very good to have. So after Sovereignty, you're going to go and you're going to get the health nodes. And then you have Purity of Flesh, Heart of Soul. And these are your choice of when you want to get them. And the Life Mastery is your choice as well. You don't have to use it, but it helps. It's really up to you if you want to get this Life Mastery. And then I would get the block chances. During like all this, getting all these nodes and everything, when you hit level 34, you could get Golem Commander to add another Golem. And the Golem Commander talent node is going to also increase your Golem's buff effects. Alright, and now I'm going to go over to block chances. The order you should probably get your block chances are going to be Whirling Blade, and then you're going to get Agmatic Defense. Both of these give you spell block and spell block chance. And the mastery, the staff mastery, is 30% increased defenses while wielding a staff, which is really good. You're going to want to pick that up as well. Then after that, you are going to pick up Stalwart Stance, another staff blocking node, and you're going to pick up the staff mastery, recover 2% and 2% life when blocking with the staff. And then your last block is going to be Mystic Bulwark, and that increases your spell block. So on the talent tree, you're going to see Whispers of Doom, and that's anointed on your amulet. And what that does is it applies another curse, which is huge. I'll go over that later on in the build. Now the clusters. The clusters I'm using are not optimized perfect. You could definitely use whatever passive skill you want, but I think the best one is Renewal. And you want to get 11 to 12 passive skills, and you want to make sure that added small passive skills grant minions deal 10 increased damage. I believe there is different variants of that. And you also want to have added small passives have 35 increased effect. I'm using a 25% increased effect because it was cheaper, but 35 increased effect is the best. And also getting minions increased attack and cast speed by 3% is another good stat to get on it. Any other small passive is going to be up to you to get. And this one cost me about 20 chaos orbs, and the one with renewal has like really good stats. Cost me about 3 divine. Now I'm gonna go over the jewels in the build, and let me find the one that's really important. Here it is. This one right here, the Animate stone, is going to give you another golem. And when you use 3 primordial jewels with the Animate stone, it's going to increase the amount of golems that you can use even further. So using this stone, this Animate stone, with 3 other primordial jewels is going to give you 2 golems. And then you're going to have Golem Commander on that talent tree node. It's going to give you 3. And just for being a player and using a player, you're going to have 1 golem as well. So you're going to have 4 golems. You're going to have 4 Carrion Golems. You might even be able to use different golems in this build. So if you want to get more physical damage reduction, you could use cast golems. I'm not sure if the damage won't be hurt that bad. So you could use whatever golems you want in this build. Okay. Now I'm going to go over the Watcher's Eye. And the Watcher's Eye has 47% chance. No, I'm sorry. It has cast resist while affected by purity of elements. So when you're using purity of elements, you are getting a percentage of cast resist. It has, I'm not sure what it could be. I believe it is like about 35 to 50%. So try to get that. And then you're going to have phasing while affected by haste, which is really good as well. You can also get another stat line or effect to your Watcher's Eye, but it's going to be really expensive. And I really don't want to pay that much for my build. Alright, now I'm going to go over the Forbidden Flesh and Forbidden Flame, and you are using Void Beacon. I'll go over Void Beacon in a minute. And you can also use Liege of the Primordial for this build as well. It's cheaper, but it's less damage, but it's a lot cheaper than using Void Beacon. I believe Void Beacon, Forbidden Flesh, and Forbidden Flame is going to cost you 18 divine for both of them. And Liege of the Primordial is about like 13 to 14 divine. So you're probably better off going Void Beacon, but if you want to be cool and have another golem, you could always use Liege of the Primordial. Alright, I almost forgot as well. During your health pickup, during the talent tree, you're going to want to pick up Combat Stamina as well. And this increases your armor on maximum life. Alright, I think I hit everything on the talent tree. I am going to go into the Ascendancies really fast and tell you the order that you're going to want to get them. The first step is going to be Commander of Darkness, which gives you more elemental resist, your minions more damage, and attack speed and cast speed. Then you're going to get Mindless Aggression, and then it's your choice to get Unnatural Strength for more damage, or if you want to get Bone Barrier for more survivability. And to make Bone Barrier the most effective that it can be, is you're going to be using 10 minions around you, and you're going to have a ton of minions by you, so you're not going to have to worry about that. Then I'm going to go over the Void Beacon, which you get from the Forbidden Flesh and Forbidden Flame. What Void Beacon does is it creates minions that have negative 20% cast resist when they're by you, and they don't have any life regeneration. It's a huge DPS increase when you're fully at the end game. Alright, I'm going to go over the skills now. And on this build, I said you could use Summoning Raging Spirits or Summoning Skeletons. So I'm going to go over all this. I'm going to go over Despair and Temporal Chains. These are the 2 curses in the build. And these curses are tied to your Skitterbot. So whenever you're using a Skitterbot, the Skitterbot is going to automatically curse Temporal Chains and Despair on the mobs. You're getting the full effectiveness of these curses. And the items that you use to do this, I will go over while I go over the items. Now I'm going to go over, I am also using Bone Armor, I apologize. And you get Bone Armor from Bone Barrier on the Ascendancy tree. Alright, I'm going to go over the Which one am I going to go over? I'm going to go over the Raise Zombies and the Summon Carrion Golem weapon, the 6 link. And I have, you don't need Phantasmal, I think. No, it's not that big of a deal. Alright, so I have a level 21 Summon Carrion Golem. Let me check the variants really fast. Well, you could use a different variant for more damage, but it's not a lot of damage. The default to Summon Carrion Golem is very cheap and shouldn't cost you that much currency. And you have 4 Carrion Golems. I went over that in the talent tree and with the Primordial Jewels and the Animate Stone. Then you're going to be using a different variant multi-strike. And the multi-strike, you want to have quality for it. And this goes for about a divine or less. Then you're going to have a level 21 Raise Zombie default. And this is very cheap as well. And then you're going to have Awakened Minion damage, a divine or less. Then you're going to have Awakened Unbound Elements, a divine or less. And then you're going to have Empowered 4. You could use an Empowered 3, and it's going to drop you about 2 million DPS, so it's not that big of a deal. So you could cut corners on the currency of this 6-link setup, and it works really good. You're also going to be having 10 Raise Zombies at the end of this build. Alright, I'm going to go over Veil Summoning Skeletons. The level 21 Veil Summoning Skeletons is very expensive, so you're probably going to want to try to get a Veil Summoning Skeletons level 20 gem to make it affordable for you. When you tick Veil Summoning Skeletons, you get a very, very large DPS increase, but you cannot always use Veil Summoning Skeletons, so I'm going to leave that out when I post the PoB or the Path of Building, because I don't think it's a fair representation of how much damage you're doing. Then you're going to have Awakened Minion damage, which is divine or less. You're going to be using the same multi-strike as you do as the one on the Raise Zombie and the Summon Carrion Golem 6-link, and it's about a divine or less. Then you have Awakened Unbound Elements, which is a divine or less. Then you're going to have Awakened Vicious Projectiles, which is a divine or less. Then you're going to have Chance to Poison with a different variant. I'm not entirely sure how much this goes for, but I'm going to say that it's less than divine or a divine. Alright, I'm going to go over the gloves. You have Withering Step, which gives you Withering Sticks, and it also gives you Elusive, which increases your effective hit pool. And whenever you touch a mob, when you have Withering Steps, it gives you a large number of Withering Stacks. It gives you 11 when you're actually using the right variant that I am with level 21 gem. You could also use a level 20 gem of this variant, which will decrease Withering Stacks to 10 and make it 1 less, because Withering Step, this variant at level 21 gem, is very expensive. The Veil Haste, you do not need Veil Haste. You could definitely use just a normal haste, but when you tick enabled Veil Haste, it's a DPS increase by about 2.3 million full DPS, so it's going to be up to you. A Veil Haste 20 is going to be more expensive than a normal haste. I believe I got a normal haste level 20 for 8 cast orbs. Then you're going to be using Enhance 4, which is about a divine or 3 divine, or you could use a lesser version, which is not going to affect you that much. Then you're going to have the Desecrate, which is dirt cheap, and this allows you to raise your Spectres, Zombies, and use Flesh Offering when you're playing. The boots have Withering Touch, which increases your Withering stacks. You have Feeding Frenzy, which is a buff that increases your minions' damage. And the damage is coming from Raised Spectres. The Raised Spectres that you're going to be using are Carnage Chieftains. And you could use whatever variant you want. I'll just put them on default. And you're going to have 2 Raised Spectres in this build. Actually, you're going to have 3. You can include those in the full DPS. I also forgot to say that you're going to have 10 Summoned Skeletons, and they're all going to be Warrior Skeletons. Alright. And then you have Flesh Offering. That's a buff that increases minions' attack speed and run speed a great deal. And there's a different variant that's better, but the variant doesn't matter. So then you are going to have the helmet, and I use my helmet for auras. You're going to have Purity of Elements, the best aura in the game. You're going to have Veil Blight on there, which is about a divine or less. I'm going to leave Veil Blight out because it's not really a fair representation of how much damage it's doing. But Veil Blight is practically up all the time. Now you have the Summoning Skitterbots with a different variant, but the normal variant will work just as well. And what the Summoning Skitterbots are doing for your build is that you have an item or two items that are making the curses on your build effective all the time with full potency. So it's really cool. Then you have Determination, different variant, which is up to you to use that different variant. And what the Determination does is it increases your armor and your survivability, which in turn increases your effective hit pool. Okay, so I gotta turn off Veil Summoning Skeletons really fast, and now I gotta activate Raging Summoning Spirits, which is the option that you have of actually using one or the other on this build. So you got Raging Summoning Spirits level 21, which is kind of expensive, with a different variant. You don't need a different variant, and you don't need level 21 gem of Summoning Raging Spirits to do a lot of damage with this build. You also have Awaken Unleashed, which is very expensive. You could get away with using Unleash, which is probably dirt cheap. And Awaken Unleash cost me 8 Divine. You have Awaken added cast damage, is about a Divine or less. Then you have Awaken minion damage, which is a Divine or less. Then you have Multi-Strike, different variant, which is a Divine or less. And then you have Awaken Unbound Ailment, which is a Divine or less. If you're using a different variant for Summon Raging Spirits, you're going to have 22 of them. And if you're using the normal variant or the default variant of them, you're only going to have 20. And the full DPS of this is about 46 million for Raging Summoning Spirits. And the full DPS for the Veil Summoning Skeletons is about 43.5 million full DPS. This path of building is set to Guardian Pinnacle, by the way. So I'm going to be using both of these. I'm going to be using Veil Summoning Skeletons and Summoning Raging Spirits at the end of the video. That goes over the skills. I'm going to go over the items. You have the Cannon Culk or Colmock, and this is a highly lucrative staff, and I believe it's the best staff in the game for minion builds. For minions like zombies, golems, and I like to use it as well for Raging Summoning Spirits and Summoning Skeletons. But people probably could make an argument for it not being the best. I've seen this staff go from 6 to 40 Divine, so whichever price you could get it at, I hope you get a good deal for it. The helmet is optimized perfect for this build, but you do not need 13 chance to suppress spell damage. This helmet cost me 8 Divine to get. And the benchcraft on it, you want to get +1 to raise zombies and skeletons. The chest is going to be used in both builds for both the Summoning Raging Spirits and the skeletons. And then what you're looking for with the chest is minions have 60% chance to poison enemies. It's a huge DPS increase for both of them. If you remove it, it's half of your DPS gone. The implicit for Eat of the World and Searing could definitely be different and up to you. The stats on are really good. You want to focus on getting more increased mana reservation for your helmet and your chest. The gloves have 4 white sockets, and what that does, the Triad grips go for about 4 Divine Orbs or less now, I'm not sure. But the gloves have 4 white sockets. When you have 4 white sockets with Triad grips, it makes your minions do all cast damage. And what cast damage does is it bypasses energy shield and goes straight to health for your minions that attack monsters, which is really cool. The boots, try to supplement your build with whatever you want on it. Just try to make sure you get increased movement speed so you're not a slowpoke. Alright, the amulet is very expensive. You could either get Purity of Elements, no reservation. Haste, no reservation. Determination, no reservation. And they're all going to be expensive. I'm not sure what the cost of them are, but the Haste one cost me 30 Divine. And also, the Anointment, Whispers of Doom, is going to cost you about 100 to 150 cast orbs to put on. And it takes 3 golden oils to put it on. Now the Profane Proxy Rings. What the Profane Proxy rings do, both of them, they increase your curse gems level, and when you have these on with a curse inside of them, they make the curse an aura effect on your skitterbot. Your skitterbots are really fast, so everything is going to be cursed while you're playing. They're going to be cursed with Despair and Temporal Chains all the time, and it's really, really cool. It has really nice cold and lightning resist as well. And I believe these rings are like about a 52 to level 46 level item. You might actually be able to get them at like level 5 with a corrupted one. I'm not sure, but they're very cheap, both of them. The belt is really good optimized. You could use whatever belt you want, but I think my belt is really good and has good stats on it, and it cost me 5 divine. And the gem I'm using is wrong. The Bizzle Jewel doesn't really matter. You could use whatever you want in there. Now I'm using a health potion. I call it the Blood. And the Blood has really good life recovery. And after 2.7 seconds, it recovers your life to full life. So I think it helps a lot because you could always heal yourself to full on maps that have reduced health recovery rate. The flask right here, I call it the Prorogue, and what it does is when hit during effect, 25% of life loss from damage taken occurs over 4 seconds instead. And then I have the enchant on, use when charges reach full. This goes off a lot and it is very easy to keep it up all the time. It also has 35% cast chance resist. I got this flask for about 2 divine, and now it's going for 8.5 divine to 8 divine, unfortunately, and it's really good and it helps your effective hit pool a lot. I have a silver flask, and this is wrong. There we go. I'm sorry. You're going to be using the room eyes, 10% chance to block, and a percentage to block spell damage, and I use it with the enchant, use when charges reach full. Then I have a Quicksilver Flask, which increases your movement speed. I have increased charge recovery and 23% additional mental resist during effect. And I have the enchant, use when adjacent flask is used. So when my concoction flask goes off, the silver flask goes off. And then I'm using Bottled Faith. And what that does is it creates consecrated ground and increases the damage that monsters take, and it also heals you. This goes for about like 3 divine when I got it. I'm not sure about the cost right now. I went over all the jewels and everything, so you should know about that. I'm going to go over the configurations. I used a major god that gives you additional physical and movement speed with 8 creatures around you, and it only goes up to 8%. Then I used a minor god that doesn't allow you to be hurt by bleed damage. I'm going to turn off minions that always have full life, and it dropped my DPS down by about 500,000. You have 15 Withering Stacks. You have a lot from Withering Step, and you also have some coming from Withering Touch. It's not always going to be 15, but on boss fights it should be really close to 15 all the time. Are the enemies on Consecrated Ground? Yes, they are. How many nearby golems does your Carrion Golem have? 10. Is Feeding Frenzy active? Yes. You are using that on your 4-link with your Spectres. You have Frenzy Charges from Carnage Chieftains and your PoB. In your talent tree. I forgot to add those really quick. I'm sorry. I gotta add the Raised Spectres on here. I should have did that before I did this. I apologize. Alright, so you'll know what they are. Alright, so you're getting Frenzy Charges from Carnage Chieftains in Act 2. Are you elusive? You were getting it from Withering Step. Do you have Flash active? Yes. Number of summon minions is much, much higher than what I actually have, but 10 is all you need to make the maximum effect for Bone Barrier. Number of nearby enemies is wrong. It is 8. Have you been hit recently? Have you blocked recently? Yes, yes. Have you used a minion skill recently? Yes. You will be using Flesh Offering and Veil Skeletons, or you'll be using Summon Raging Spirits. Corpses consumed recently will be 5 because you're using Flesh Offering. And this build is set to Guardian Pinnacle Boss. And you could look at this when, like in the enemy stats whenever you want. So if you want to make it no, it's a lot more damage, full damage, and then you got Uber Pinnacle and Standard Boss. So I'm gonna leave it at Guardian Pinnacle Boss. All right, I'm gonna hop into the game and do some maps. Right now I'm using Veil Summoning Skeletons. So I'm gonna try and make sure that everything is elk when I do it. So I'm gonna just hop into a boss map. I'm gonna be doing the Redeemer Guardian. Remember, this is Veil Summoning Skeletons with Carrion Golems and Zombies right now. Really, all you're doing is keeping on Flesh Offering, and I died. Oh well, we all die, literally. All right. You have Veil Summoning Skeletons, and you have Veil Blight for more damage. And both of them are really good damage increases. This is kind of a hard map because I have like more creatures. Sorry about that, I crashed. So I'll just leave that in there because I don't like to edit stuff out. I like to let people see what exactly is going on with my build. So I'm going to resume. I apologize for the interruption. So I'll just continue doing the map now, the Guardian Redeemer. So all you're doing with this build is summoning skeletons and using Flesh Offering. This build should be really good at doing breaches and shrines because of your Veil Summoning Skeletons and how many minions you have killing. You also have Veil Blight too, which helps a lot. This is a pretty long shrine. I always say it, but it's really hard to always keep a Flesh Offering. You could use Withering Step whenever you want to increase your movement speed and damage on creatures in the map, but it really doesn't matter, I think. I'm gonna pop Veil Summoning Skeletons and Veil Blight. Man, look at that. Just crazy minions all over the place. Ooh, that's gonna blow up in my face almost. Is there a chest too? Yeah, there is. Oh, it explodes. Get out of there. For sake of doing the video, I'm going to be ignoring anything not really expensive on the ground. Or if it's in my way, I'll just pick it up. I'm using Bone Armor on my movement key to help my effective hit pool and my survivability. pretty much just run around, summon some skeletons, and letting your raised zombies and Carrion Golems do all the dirty work when you're doing it. This build may look like it doesn't have really good survivability on the path of building, but it's very survivable. The speed of how fast you're killing stuff is going to help your survivability a great deal. If you play more carefully than I do, you should be able to level this build pretty easily. I'm kind of curious to see how good it does against the Redeemer. Alright, what is that boss wrong? Upper Shrine. Pop bell some skeletons. Let loose the minions. Another long shrine, huh? There we go. Comes the boss. Remember, your summoning skitterbots are cursing everything right now because you have the profane proxies on, and you have the actual summoning skeleton, not summoning skeleton, but your skitterbots going. So everything is getting cursed, and you don't have to worry about putting it on yourself or anything, which is really cool. All right, I'm gonna make sure I have Flesh Offering going. I forgot to use Withering Step. She's gone anyways. That was easy. Alright, I'm going to do a couple of more maps. I'll do Wickner World after I do 2 maps. Alright, I'll do the Defiled Cathedral map. Some of my zombies died. You have, I forgot to go over it in the talent tree, but you could use Eldritch, you want to use Eldritch Battery for your summoning skeletons, and you want to use Mind Over Matter if you want to have more effective hit pool. That's going to be up to you. Okay, got my little guys back. Put that back on. Alright, hop in the zone, get Flesh Offering going. Just tap the Summon Skeleton button and rip past creatures and monsters and watch them do my dirty work for me. Pop some real summoning skeletons for fun. Throw a little Veil Blight on the next blue pack or rare mob I see. Teach them a lesson. I don't have the actual setup for Raging Summoning Spirits, so you're gonna have to give me a minute to actually set it all up and put it together, unfortunately, because I'm using the same body armor that I do for the Veil Summoning Skeletons, but the socket colors are different, unfortunately. Here comes the boss room. He gone. I'm gonna do Iceberg, I think. Yeah, I like Iceberg. Nice open map. Give you a little bit of a different map layout. More open circles. After this one, I'm going to do Awaken Our Worlds. I rarely ever use Withering Step when I'm doing trash mobs and everything. See how open it is? You can just like zigzag, beat in between packs of mobs and kill them. You probably don't even have to use your summoning skeletons to do maps. They're just like an added bonus. Squeeze right in between of all those monsters. Boss is coming up. Pop everything off. He should be dead really fast. Yeah, there he is. Alright, here comes Awaken Our Worlds. And then I'm going to switch to Raging Summoning Spirits. I have not tested Raging Summoning Spirits yet for this build, but I have a feeling it's going to be just fine. Alright, it takes a minute for him to finish talking. I gotta raise some Spectres too. I didn't realize that some of them were dead. You're gonna be using Carnage Chieftains from Act 2. You have 3 Spectres as well. Here's one. Alright, let's see how I do on Awaken Our Worlds. I will destroy everything. I am going to remove Veil Blight for this fight because I want to be able to use Veil Summoning Skeletons for the final phase. Because I don't think both. Let me see. Actually, I'll keep Veil Blight on and see if both of them actually come available when I do the fight. I'm not entirely sure both of the Veils will come available. I know that Veil Blight is really a fast recovery for blood. Make sure you got Flesh Offering going. Make sure you got some skeletons going, and you should be. He'll be toast in a second. I gotta switch this to Veil Blight. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Now I'm back. Got the Summoning Skeletons out, got Flesh Offering going, and then Withering Step. Oh, you should have switched phases. The black swirls or cyclones are going to cause problems, I thought. Got my skeletons up, Flesh Offering, and then I'm going to Withering Step them. Now it doesn't look like you could get both Veil Blight and Bell Summoning Skeletons for the final phase, unfortunately. So when you do like a Series of the Awakening World, you might want to like only have some Veil Skeletons available and use Flame Dash in place of Veil Blight. He's right here, I saw it. Oh, what? Oh, I thought he was dead. I was acting all cocky. I shouldn't have died there. That was really dumb. He's gonna drop dead really fast right here. Or did he die already? Yeah, he died already. And he dropped absolutely nothing. Alright. So that was the Veil Summoning Skeletons, and now I'm gonna do the Raging Summoning Spirits. I'll do like 2 maps and a Guardian map, and that'll be that. I gotta look at the skills for running. So oof. Alright. I just gotta switch this out. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the colors. Hopefully I could get them really fast so I could show you guys what's going on with the Raging Summoning Spirits. Where is it? It's right here. Oh, that was close. Just trying to get the socket colors for it. Oops. If I can't get the socket colors, I will have to use a different item to simulate it, I guess. Close, but no cigar. Ugh. Another one with the green. I hate it when you're doing this and you miss the actual like one you want, and then you gotta like do it all over again. That was a close one. Come on, give it to me. Close, very close. I'm running out of them, dang it. There it is, alright. So I gotta get the Raging Summoning Spirits. There it is. Multi-strike was on it. Support. Awaken Unleashed. What else goes on there? It casts. What's the last? Awaken Unbound Elements. And there it is. Alright, so now I'm going to demonstrate the Raging Summoning Spirits. I'm going to do the Hydra map, Guardian. 2 maps, and I'm going to do the Elder. Pretty much the same thing as how you would play the Veil Summoning Skeletons, I guess. Just run around and summon your your Raging Summoning Spirits. You lose Veil Summoning Skeletons. You want to keep up Veil Offering. For the full DPS for both Raging Summoning Spirits and Veil Summoning Skeletons, it's the same, but if you use Veil Summoning Skeletons, the DPS jumps a bit higher than actual Raging Summoning Spirits. But you cannot take account for everything on Path to Building, so your own testing will determine which one you like better. Here's the boss room. Gonna make a portal in case I die. I'm gonna summon this guy attacks you immediately when you go in the room, so you can't really be gone. That was fast. Alright, 2 maps. I'll do Shrine, which is a difficult one. Just try to keep Flesh Offering going and keeping your Raging Summoning Spirits going. Everything should be fine. If you want more DPS and damage and run speed, just activate Withering Step. This is a hard map. Like, you could die really easy on this map because like a lot of the creatures are enclosed in cages and everything. Your minions can't get to them. So like the range monsters could just keep pelting you without your minions being able to even get to them. So you gotta try to move quick and open doors to try to get to them. It's pretty narrow too, this dungeon. A lot of tight, small spaces. Alright, one more map. I'll do the Defiled Cathedral to show comparison to the Veil Summoning Skeletons. Next is the Elder. I could do the Shaper, but I don't think the Shaper is like a really good show of the build because it's such a long, drawn-out fight. I don't think the Elder's a really good show of power either in a build, but you could get a good estimate of how much damage you're going to be doing on the first phase of her fight because it's a burn phase, or it can be a burn phase to stop her from doing anything. Excuse me. Just ate. Made some Chipotle chicken burrito tacos. Alright, here comes the Elder, and I will be wrapping up the full guide for this build, or builds I guess you could say. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost 100% sure I should be able to burn her before she kills me in the first phase. She won't be able to do anything in the first phase. It'll just be a massacre. Alright. Just waiting for her to respawn after all I kill all this trash in her room. And Elder is down. Alright everyone, thank you for watching. Please be safe and careful because you never know what's going to happen. Try to live life to the fullest every day. And until next time, have a nice day. Hope that you watch the next video. Have a nice day. Show some love and sub too. Thank you again. Thank you. Have a nice day.